Hello and welcome to Checkpoint on Campus. I am your host, Jacob Brothers, and joined with me, as always, is the wonderful Erica Sadora. Erica, how are you today?
I'm doing pretty good today. How are you doing today, Jacob?
I'm also doing pretty good because we get to deliver you guys another episode of On Campus. This week in the queue, we have Indiana Esports partnering with the Horizon League to bring the Esports Combine to their basketball championships. We're going to be talking about the HV GamerCon. We're going to give you your preview review. And at the end, we're going to be talking about a new esports brand called Esports U, all coming up in this week of On Campus. Don't you move a freaking muscle. Welcome back to Checkpoint on Campus. Jacob Brothers is still here. Erica Sadora is still there. And something else that is back is the Indiana Esports Combine. We've actually talked about this for a couple years now. It's where the Indiana Esports Development Company, they bring together a combine in Indianapolis. Players compete for various games. There's a GYO score tracking system that gives like a little profile. And it's a real, genuine combine. And what they're doing new this year is that they're partnering with the Horizon League to bring the Esports Combine to its annual basketball championships. So first off, I got to say, that's freaking dope. That's freaking dope. It is always such a logical choice to involve traditional sports with the esports of the college. But so in addition to the men's and women's basketball tournaments, there's also going to be an NBA 2K showcase. So where the top esports athletes will be
Ooh.
competing for college scholarships, recruitment opportunities, and it's not even just that. Erica, what else is going on at this event?
This combine will also feature educational roundtables and panel discussions facilitated by the Indiana Esports Development, which is a partnership between the Franklin-based Data Corporation and the Indiana Sports Corporation. Kelly Ford, the Assistant Commissioner for Competition and Basketball Strategies, has said, "Our league seeks to be innovative, and we view the Esports Combine as an opportunity to further cultivate our relationship with the Indiana Esports Development as they continue to make their efforts to make Indiana the premier esports hub."
Thank you, Erica. So my immediate question to you is when you hear about this dope event, what are your thoughts? What are your takeaways? Where does your brain go?
Honestly, if I were to see a 2K game in the middle of a basketball game and vice versa, I would freak out because that's a lot of stimulation for me, but I can't imagine how it is for like actual hardcore basketball fans. That's exciting. I mean, you have two different communities coming together, and we're always talking about community here, how we want more video game community to be with the, I guess, the real life community. But I think it's a really fun way for students to get together, for professors to get together, for people who have similar mindsets to finally talk about what they love, which is basketball.
Yeah, and to me, this makes sense. So the esports combine itself is on a variety of variety of game titles. I'm sure we'll talk about it before it takes place. Um, but to me, I really like it because it all, as I said earlier, it makes sense. I mean, the progression of thought is all there. You are going to watch your Indianapolis school play in basketball, and then it says, "Hey, Indianapolis is already the location of the traditional sports combine or the football combine, excuse me. So now here's the esports combine. You can now see fellow students, people that you know that are your age, competing in video games, trying to get put into a college. So from an outside perspective, your brain goes, "Oh, that makes sense. That's great." And then you're watching basketball. So then there's also a 2K tournament. The progression of thought is still there. Of like I'm watching traditional basketball. It's like, oh, people who don't play traditional sports are still enjoying basketball and making money to play it at an athletically high level. It's cool. It's something that I would like to see more of. And Indianapolis they've always done a great job of like being the combine city. This is where the combines happen. But there's nothing stopping combines from happening across the whole US. There should be a Las Vegas combine. There should be a Dallas combine. There should be a Houston combine. I mean, it's not easy to set up, but it's something that's only a net positive. And then you have more people do these roundtables, do these facilitated conversations. It's only positives. So I hope to see more of this in the future. And the 2022 Horizon League Basketball Championships will be taking place from March 7th through the 8th at the Indiana Farmers Coliseum in Indianapolis. So if you're in the area, go check out the coolest combine that you'll ever see. Hello, and we are back at it again with the White Vans. Jacob Brothers is still here, and joining me is Vanessa Alves Johnson. Vanessa, how's it going today?
You know what? I'm killing it today. How are you, Jacob?
I'm doing great. But we're here to talk about the HV GamerCon. So, Vanessa, what do we need to know about this event?
Yes, so the HB GamerCon is going to be coming up next month, March 19th through 20th. The ECAC announced this last week on February 2nd, and the event's going to be happening in Albany, New York at the Albany Capitol Center. A little bit of history about the event. First of all, it occurred first in 2019, and they held it actually in Albany. It was a huge turnout. It was over 2,500 people, and for 2020, it actually switched to virtual. So they did have in 2020, but just over Zoom and everything like that. And then 2021, they actually delayed it because of concerns related to the pandemic and COVID. So it's very exciting that this event's actually going to be happening in person this year. So we're going to be having some public tournaments. We're going to be having Madden 22, NBA 2K22, Fortnite Mobile, and Smash Bros. And all of these tournaments are going to be for the public with cash prizes. So very exciting on that side. When it comes to the collegiate side, we're going to be seeing the ECAC Invitational Tournament. It's going to be Rocket League, Super Smash Bros. Ultimate, and Overwatch. And it's going to just have teams from the ECAC. So any teams within that conference are going to be allowed to play in that. The registration for those online qualifiers are going to be open until February 14th. And then whoever does best, the final 8 are going to qualify for the in-person event, and they'll play in a round robin format. So that's very exciting. When it comes to the collegiate side and the educational side of it, they're actually going to have panel discussions from pros related to topics about getting a start in esports, recruitment for esports, and just trying to create a career in gaming. So it's going to be really nice that we see like the collegiate side, just the fun side of gaming, and then also kind of like, how do you develop your career in this as well. So the biggest thing, it's going to be a great event to kind of see, who's killing it in this invitational tournament for the ECAC, because ECAC has a lot of great colleges in it that are really impressing. But I think it's going to be really great to see, who performs well, notable schools. But, it's going to be great to see the gaming community come out for an in-person event again. We love that.
We do. Thank you for that, Vanessa. Yeah, I feel like already a broken record from the last segment, but this is something else that just makes sense. I mean, I love the idea of there being public tournaments at the same time as collegiate tournaments. Just like I said before, the progression of thought is there. People are already there at this event. I really hope that we do get that big of a turnout, because then it's that many people watching collegiate esports, which is just a net positive for everyone. It's a public tournament. People who just like playing video games play video games, and then they could look over and go, "Oh, are those college students playing video games in a bracket where there's a prize and it's a program?" And so it's cool. And so once again, this will be happening between March 19th and the 20th. So if you want to be involved, be sure to sign up. Registration for that is open until February 14th, as Vanessa said. And coming up after this is your preview review after this.
Let's go. Let's energize your future with experiences that empower possibility. Let's go beyond traditional thinking and discover your purpose at Oakland University. Learn more at oakland.edu/support.
Welcome to our preview review. I'm Erica, that's Jacob, across the metaphorical table, and today we will be talking about League. Guys, every single time I'm talking about League, I get somehow more excited, but the conferences, oh my freaking goodness. Where do I even begin? I will actually begin with the Midwest. So the 2022 Midwest Conference is finally around the corner, and we have some awesome players and some teams that were a little bit unexpected coming up and being undefeated. So first we have the Grandview Vikings, who are going undefeated 5-0, and then we have Purdue going 4-0, which has they have a special place in my heart, because 2 years ago, CLAW, I miss them. I miss their team. I miss their mechanics, and I miss how well they play on the Rift. So that's exciting. And close behind, we have the Ottawa Braves, the Ohio Northern, Arkansas Razorbacks, the Drury Panthers, and Illinois College Esports. If you want to see some Midwest goodness, please check out Unified Live. And right after that, we have the Peach Belt Conference. We actually just talked to Adam Antor, and he is involved in this conference. So whenever a stream pops up, I will let you guys know, but these teams are killer. So far, these teams are divided into A and B, that's typical, but we have some top teams. So right now we have UNG Esports, Alma College, Florida Southern College, and UWG Wolves. This is exciting, and I don't necessarily talk about player interviews, but when you guys get the chance, please check out these player interviews on Unified Live from both conferences, because these players are wholesome. They put a lot of work into their game, and the team bonding experience, the production experience, everything is so worth it. Jacob, how is it going on your end of the table?
My end of the metaphorical table. I imagine it as long as the table from Michael Keaton's Batman. That's neither here nor there. So coming up is Halo. At the time of this recording, the UGC Collegiate Spring is happening right now, starting on February 8th. So unfortunately for this episode of the show, I cannot talk about what's going on, but next week, I'm so excited. The Halo Infinite has been such a treat to watch, and being able to see the collegiate scene blow up is just going to be so awesome. It should be involving about 84 teams, and keep an eye out for it. For the rest of our preview review, here's our interns.
Hello everyone, my name is Jose, and this is your rundown for Collegiate CSGO. Let's get to it. Quick rundown of Run 1 of the North American FACEIT Collegiate CSGO tournament. Clemson Orange versus U of Kansas was one of the most interesting and close matchups of this round. Clemson Orange lost in Inferno by Clench Mirage in a dominating display. However, they would lose their grip to U of Kansas in Vertigo and lost 1-2. ISU Redbirds versus Syracuse Orange was another intense match early on. Syracuse managed to keep the Redbirds at bay, winning overpass 14-16. However, the Redbirds would come back to surprise Syracuse in Vertigo. Ultimately, the Redbirds would lose to Syracuse in Inferno. Coincidentally, USF Esports versus UHeart Hawks, another close match, was decided on Vertigo. Again, Vertigo comes up. NU Gold versus NU Black was also very close for comfort, and you guessed it, Vertigo makes another appearance. In fact, it was NU Black's only winning map against their sister team. Vertigo is a map that has a reputation for being disliked by gamers, but it seems we're seeing a trend with Vertigo giving some teams a sigh of relief, while giving others, well, Vertigo. This has been it for the CSGO preview. My name is Jose, and I'll see you in the next one.
This week, we had round 3 of NACE Star League's Varsity Overwatch tournament. We had some great matches this week, with some of the results being Bay State 3-0ing Stony Brook University, Harrisburg University 3-0ing Drexel University, Northwood 3-0ing PFW Esports, Redbirds 3-0ing UW Stout, and LSU 3-1ing FAU Esports. Matches are played every Monday, so make sure you follow your school's Twitch account so you don't miss a single flank shatter.
Block the shadow that ultimately is going to be coming up from Gig here in a sec. It looks like he's peeking this corner ready for it, but oh no, UW Stout is going to TP to the point. She wasn't ready, but UW Stout's not ready for the shatter!
They don't hear Gig coming around the back, drops the hammer down. Luckily they minimize the damage a little bit.
Hello there, and today I'm going to be talking about the second qualifiers for CRL. These games were unexpected, exciting, fun, riveting, and really had me on the edge of the seat. The reason for this is because the top teams, the teams that would be advancing to CRL League play, were no teams I really expected. I did not expect a lot of these underdogs to actually go all the way to the top of these double elimination brackets and beat all the teams that, all the pro teams and the teams that are usually in it. So in the Western Conference, we had San Diego State University, University of Utah, University of North Texas, California Polytechnic State University, Colorado State University, University of Washington, and Colorado State of Mines. And in this recent Western Conference, they were so competitive, they were just so eager, and it was a lot of close matches, a lot of who's going to win, last minute scores, and it was just so fun to watch. And then in the Eastern Conference, you had University of Washington, Ohio State University, Indiana University, University of Florida Esports, Oakland University, University of South Florida, Valleyfield College, and Stevens Institute of Technology, and of course Northwood University wide. And these were the top teams. These were the teams, as I just mentioned, that will be going forward in the league play and will hopefully compete with each other in the playoffs. So it's going to be a very, very interesting CRL this season.
Berto not in position to pick it up. This does concede some pressure over. Give possession over to the Bulls, but now 9 seconds left. You got to make something happen off this drive. Berto looking to prevent this. Chase in from Golden Light, maybe trying to find that demo. Dash tries to drop it down, look for overtime, but banger! Finds it, the baby-faced assassin punches USF's ticket to CRL Spring 2022.
Not the first time banger.
Monday saw business get taken care of by the ranked teams. Number 12 Grand Canyon University and number 7 St. Edwards both swept their games 3-0, while it took number 10 ranked University of Illinois at Urbana-Champaign a map longer, winning 3-1. Best matches, however, won the B stream with Miami of Ohio versus Bowling Green and CU Boulder versus Northern Arizona. Both these games went to map 5, where Miami of Ohio and CU Boulder won their games. Rounding out Monday's slate was Butler beating Purdue 3-1. On Tuesday, it was a split between sweeps and five map games. Number 20, Florida Gulf Coast, and Concord University and High Point University all won their games 3-0. And there was 2 ranked battles, one being number 18 Davenport and number 23 Michigan, and the other number 15 FSU and 21 UT Chattanooga. Michigan was able to pull off the upset, while FSU was able to win a tightly contested game. But neither of these were games of the best game of the night. That honor goes to number 17 Georgia Southern versus Kennesaw State. This game went to the final round on map 5, where we saw Kennesaw State pull off the major upset against ranked 17 Georgia Southern.
Awesome. Thank you, guys. That is your famous preview review. Coming up next, we're going to be talking about a brand new esports brand, Esports U, coming up after this. Hello, dear friends, and welcome back for the last time this week. Erica Isadora is still there. Vanessa Alves Johnson still there. And myself, Jacob Brothers, is still here. And Vanessa, you are here to talk to us about a brand new esports brand. So
Yes.
What do we need to know?
So this new esports brand we got is going to be called Esports U. This is coming from Collegiate Sports Management Group. This is a company that does a lot of multimedia and media and esports work. So this is going to be a brand specifically created for more content creation of esports and just kind of like the commercialization of that. So mainly they created it to support content creation within the collegiate esports world and just having more of like a central hub for a lot of this information to be at. So some of the features we got is going to be a 24/7 Twitch channel, and it's going to be showing daily matches within the conferences that the Esports U partners with. Some of these conferences are going to be ECAC, which ECAC is a big one, the NECC, the NJCAAE, and the ECC. A lot of letters, but lots of conferences. Great. And then there's also going to have a collegiate esports talk show. They're going to have live streams, award shows, and educational esports related content as well. One great thing we're going to see from them is student produced content as well. So it's going to be opportunities for like students to get involved. And I think this is going to be good because, you know, when you're actually playing the games from a student point of view, can definitely give a lot more insight related, you know, instead of just kind of like, you know, people who just do a little bit of research and are just finding this stuff out. It's like, if you game it, you kind of know what's going on. So the major brand focus is to really create some longevity for the esports, just collegiate esports in general, through building community, having more events and tournaments, and just commercialization of esports in general. So I think this is going to be really nice to see more of a, like, you know, central hub for all this inspiration and information about collegiate esports, so people don't have to, you know, go seek it out from all these different sources. And a little bit of history, just recent stuff. They hosted 2 online collegiate esports tournaments for both Valorant and Super Smash Bros. Ultimate. They had the Midwest Invitational on January 29th and the Southeast Invitational on January 30th. So things are already happening with this. So I'm very excited to see how much Esports U is going to blow up, because it sounds like a great idea.
Wonderful. Thank you, Vanessa. So Erica, what do you think about that? what are your thoughts about Esports U?
Honestly, they have a lot to live up to. I think it's great that it's gonna be 24 freaking hours. I mean, these people are be churning out content everywhere, but I'm excited for it, not only because, personally, I think esports information, especially when it's a little bit niche, like CLOL or Halo or Smash, is really difficult to find. So when it's in one brand and it's freely accessible, freely is the word, accessible to everyone, I think that's a really big step in the esports community, not only from the gaming side, because scouters can see it, players can see it, but from the production aspect as well. That gives students a lot more opportunity to actually highlight things they enjoy, and they don't have to go through 50 minutes worth of playback or clips or anywhere else to get that content.
Yeah, you guys really did beat me to the punch, because a 24/7 collegiate Twitch channel is exactly what collegiate esports needs. I mean, we all cover it. We know it's impossible to find things. It's like, oh, this school's playing. Where? I don't know. It could be a stream that a company's behind. It could be one of the random people on the team. It could be the school itself. We don't know. And an unfortunate side effect about that is that a lot of people don't watch collegiate esports because it's not easy to access.
Mm-hmm.
So I think the idea of having a channel to where you can just watch collegiate esports, it's just on. That's great. It's just like a channel on the TV. That's a great idea. But another thing I really enjoy is the student produced content, because once again, now that collegiate esports is growing and only doing better, the next step is producing outside of the games itself. Maybe we look at Boise State, we look at a Full Sail University, schools like that, where the students doing the production work is also getting some of the love and some of the spotlight, because that's the next step. That's how you train shoutcasters. That's how you train people to produce esports at a high level. And so I think this is great. I hope more companies follow suit with this kind of work. But with that, that is our show. We really appreciate you watching. For more, check out our content at checkpointxp.com. We have articles going up every other day. And we hope that you have a phenomenal week. And remember that we always and forever love you. You guys have a great week.